Welcome back, and thank you for joining us for another soul-driven discussion. If you're new to these discussions, they are a fabulous little segment where we cover one topic with one specialist, and it just pretty much turns into a full-on geek-out session. Today, I'm excited to introduce you, or reintroduce you actually, to Sheri Perbeck, psychic, medium, angel practitioner, and healer who uses her abilities to heal in private or group settings, facilitate workshops, and run her own practice, Transitional Healing. Welcome back to the show, Sheri.
Oh, thank you so much for having me back. I'm very excited and I couldn't wait to come back. We had such a nice conversation last time. I wondered how soon we were going to do it again. So
Yeah.
thank you for having me.
No, thank you. Thank you. A little bit of background to folks. If you would like to really kind of dive deep on Sheri, you can check out her interview, which is number 46. But something that she's not even aware of is that she was actually a great source of inspiration for me launching the discussion segments. And that was because when I interviewed her, we didn't get to spend anywhere near enough time talking about angels as I wanted to. And I had originally asked her to come back and do an Instagram live, but then I decided to take 2 months off from the podcast. And that was when I was given the download to do these discussion segments. So it's really perfect to have you back and just geek out about angels.
Yeah. Well, Americans love talking about angels, and more people believe in angels than anything else. We break it down. Is it religious? Is it spiritual? But it doesn't matter when we're talking about the angels. So for you to have these conversations, I think it's really, really important. So if you've been directed to do this, that's why, because they are life-changing. So thank you. I started communicating with the angels. Well, my first angel was Michael, and that was probably 15 years ago now. And that's what sparked my interest with the angels. It was like, wow, I needed to find out what they were all about. I mean, other than seeing a painting, a beautiful painting or a statue, to really get to know them and their personalities. They have personalities. So that's fun. And they love us so much. They really, really love us. And they never judge us. So your unique personality, my unique personality, means actually a great deal to these angels.
Yeah.
So
I read pretty recently that I think it was 80% of people in the US believe in angels.
Yep.
And I was really surprised by that, because of course these days there are so many people who don't align themselves with religion. And I think that, in the mindset anyway of a lot of people, there is this kind of connection with angels or angels in religion. And so I loved reading about that, because it was like, okay, cool. So people do believe in things that they cannot see, which gave me a lot of hope anyway.
Oh, sure. I mean, look at the people who believe in Jesus, but has never seen Jesus. But I think with the angels, it's that even our loved ones who pass over are considered angels to many people, But now again, there's many different angels. There really are.
Right.
There are the seraphim angels, the highest order you can go. There's the cherubs.
So maybe
our angels.
Maybe a good place to start is just what are angels?
Right. Right. Angels are many things, but my version of the angels are that they were created for different purposes. You know, like the archangels were made to watch over humans on the planet. They are made from pure love. I do believe there are humans who incarnate as a human, but they are angels. Like I see that every now and then somebody will come in and I'm like, holy crap, I have an angel in front of me. Pure love. And there are some angels who have been humans, and now they're angels. Look at Metatron; he was a prophet, but they have such a look at. We come from this massive love that some of us call God. Okay, you don't have to call it God, but this massive love. These angels resonate from this type of energy, this love that could only blow your mind. I just had a girl, literally, I did a reading for this afternoon, or I booked her, but she said to me, she has a religious background, and she said, I'm afraid that the angels are mad at me, you know, because I've sinned because of her religious background. And I said, that's not possible, because their understanding, their compassion that they have goes so deep and so great that, you know, it's pure love. That's what these angels are. They're just pure love.
Well, and they don't have egos, correct?
Right. No, they are
So they're not like,
of
oh my gosh,
ego.
like you haven't prayed to me or you haven't hung out with me, and so my feelings are hurt, so I'm clearly not important to you or anything like that.
No, and in fact, they do not want you to worship them.
Yeah.
They do not want you to do that. Look at our the archangel Sophia, which, by the way, is actually, she's many things. Actually, she's not just an archangel. She, oh shoot, where am I going with this? She exudes this love of understanding, and she does not want to be looked at as something great or a goddess or anything like that. I mean, like, she's so humble. I mean, it's literally amazing. Look, the first time I met her and I said, can you tell me about yourself? Her answer was, you get to know you and you will get to know me at the same time. That's how humble she is. Very, very humble. But no, they are not in a place where ego can reside.
Yeah.
Ego is just here in this dimension that we live. The purpose to the ego is to keep us here.
Right.
For a longer carnation, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think, and it's important for folks just to be clear, if this wasn't beforehand, that angels and religion are not associated. You know, you don't need religion to have relationship with angels. They're not necessarily like only available through that capacity at all.
Right. No, definitely not. Gosh, are you kidding me? I like to swear. I like to drink wine. No, believe me, if that were the case, they wouldn't be talking to me. So, you know, for those of you who are listening out there, if you would like them to come to you, it's simple. It's a matter of you it's thinking about them and learning about love, really, you know. And it's not that they don't ask us to do anything. They just want us to come from a more compassionate place of love. And when you do, they are like white on rice on you. I mean, it's really amazing. That place where you become more sensitive to the truth, to the universe, love, they're all right there. We're surrounded by them.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about like how angels present, because I know that for different, you know, folks who work with angels, they see and experience different things. But I thought it would be very important to just kind of talk about how they present themselves. Like I know for my partner, you know, they show up as different colors of light. Some people actually see more sort of physical, you know, incarnations, like visuals, I guess. But I was curious how like you view them, how you see them and interact with them, and then kind of what your experiences have been with other people.
There's a few different ways. I actually can see them in my mind's eye. It's not like I see them in physical form standing in front of me. Typically it's inside. The color, their colors, I'm very familiar with their colors. So if I'm not paying attention, they'll use color to get my attention. And or I feel them and I receive words in my head from them. So I sort of use all those clairs with them, you know, and it didn't, well, you know, they just kind of made it known right in the beginning, that I would be, and boy, sometimes they're all different though. So, but basically I can kind of tap into all of that, when they want my attention or I'm working with folks, you know. Sophia was quite interesting how she started talking to me. She's very poetic, and I would literally, and I'm going to say this because I think it will resonate with a lot of you out there listening. Have you ever heard yourself say something in your head, but you know that it wasn't you? Well, that's how the angels typically will come to a lot of us, is they're using our language, our voice, our head to make the connection. That's how Sophia came to me. And then I saw her face, which was absolutely huge over a client.
So let me jump in here real quick and just ask you, because I know that, you know, you're a psychic, you're a medium. So you're also working with spirit guides and ancestors and all kinds of other beings. So what is the differentiation between, like, you know, an angel speaking to you versus an ancestor or, you know, a spirit person who's already passed over?
Oh, well, I can tell you, you can feel the difference. Like I said before, they're so loving, even more so than your loved ones. And even then, you know, when our loved ones come in, they talk about the physical form, our physical life, and there's still that, the level of understanding is still not there. It's like, you know, you can tell the loved ones still have, like, maybe they're in the fifth dimension. They still have all these other dimensions to go through, where these angels, you know, have been through them dimensions, and they really talk very deep. They get very, very deep about helping us to see and to understand where we come from and who spirit is and who you are.
So you're getting those like deep truths then in the midst of like great love, correct?
Yeah. I mean, they just don't give a shit about, you know, us winning the lottery or if we're going to find our star job. Now, with that said, don't get me wrong. They want us to find these things that we do desire, because they know we are here to experience these things. So they get that. But how we see to get there and how they see for us to get there are two different ways. They want us to work on the inside of our.
You could have finished your train of thought. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, wait.
They want us to change it.
Hold on just a second. Sorry. Since we already stopped. I was going to ask you if you'll like maybe pray with me for the angels to come in to like strengthen the connection, because it's really
Yeah,
like,
good idea.
I don't know,
Oh, okay.
too much
Okay. All right.
energy or what.
I have a feeling it's the too much energy, because it does have, I got to stop moving too, my hands. Okay.
Well,
I need to sit
you're
still.
doing
All
okay.
right.
It's more of like a connection type of thing, because it's like,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What do you think now?
we'll see how it
Does it seem
goes.
better? Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Um, okay. Yeah, we can just keep talking.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean
We
to
have
interrupt
asked.
your like last train
Oh,
of thought.
oh, that's okay. The angels basically help try to teach us to change our insides, and then it will help us to change our physical reality. Is where they're coming from, you know. And when they come into my field to communicate with me, it's they let me know, actually, to the point sometimes where it's physical, and I will literally shake. It'll take my breath away. I feel like some people feel when they have an anxiety attack, really. But I have the understanding of, I know what's happening.
Yeah.
Um, that's when they're actually touching your physical body, and you will have that reaction to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first like during an angel healing workshop that I took, when they called in, when we called in Archangel Ariel, I was just like, I mean, it was like I was in a washing machine and I was
Yeah.
just like flipping upside down. Like it was really hard for me to get my bearings because there was so much, and I was getting like visions at the same time.
Right.
Because the energy was so strong when she came
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Higher vibration. That's what's happening. So your physical body is having that reaction to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And typically when dead people come in, you don't feel that high of a vibration. So that's the difference. Yeah. And look, you don't have to be a medium or a psychic to have these experiences with these angels. You absolutely don't. It's the love that you have for them that will draw them in. And just talking to them, thinking about them, maybe do some research about them. But they're there. There's many angels, even angels that we don't have names for necessarily. They're just literally all around.
Well, it's interesting that
So
you talk about that. Like, I found out last fall, I had a session with a psychic, and she shared with me that, like, Archangel Raphael was one of my guides and was with me.
yeah,
And um, I,
he's here today, Anna. He's here today. He's the one I asked to clear the computer.
oh, really? We need better connection. There's too much energy. Well, when I dove in, like trying to learn about him, I felt like everything that I was kind of finding out, it felt very surface and kind of generic, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was getting a good understanding of like who he is, um, and certainly like what he's there to do with me. So what
Yeah.
would you suggest to folks like that? Like maybe they do, maybe they saw someone and someone said, this is your angel, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Well, the first thing you need to do is clear any perceptions you have of why he is with you. It's okay. So one of the things that they've taught me is that it's not just about us, right? So it's kind of like, okay, so Raphael is about healing. Okay. And, here's the thing. Under that heading, healing could be a lot of different chapters. Okay. So just the fact, Anna, that you are on this healing path of the self and in your field, that's one of the reasons why he's going to present himself. But you've got to allow yourself to receive these crazy visions during the day when you're not necessarily thinking about them. Now, because we have to allow these visions to come to us, even if they sound crazy or if they look crazy. That's why I teach people to practice stepping into the imagination, because these angels are going to bring you visions that will either blow your mind and you'll accept, or you will think you're just making them up. And you don't want this angel to draw back per se. It's not that he's given up on you. It's just that he may find another way to communicate with you, to get through to you. Now, remember, the angel does not care to receive the, the thank you or the, hey, I'm the one that helped her. If they need to stand on the sidelines and see the work that they've done for you without them getting recognition, they're fine with that. So if you're having a hard time believing some of these visions or allowing this information to come through your body, the way you feel, pay attention to the animals around you, even all different signs. Be very on the alert of even his color. Even like green, don't be surprised if you start seeing green a lot, or you really start liking it. You really like the shades. That is it's all important in making this connection, because you got to remember, we've got this little pea brain compared to them, to their knowledge. Right. So, and I want to also say this, your personality and his personality will make the connection. See, you're not thinking that you have a big part in this also, but you do when it comes to that connection. Because that's the allowance that happens. That's how you bring them in. See, you're important. Your personality is so important to them. So when they make a connection with you, to them, it's not about them. It's about you, and it's about all of us together as a whole. So let's say, Anna, you like to be playful. And maybe while you are having fun, laughing and playing and singing, dancing around the house, that's when you will feel him the strongest. You see, it doesn't have to be in these serious moments. And in fact, Raphael, by the way, is a jokester. So, I've had people spill coffee and just start laughing over it. I might have shared that last segment. That was Raphael. Spilled her coffee because she needed to laugh. It's, but see, don't forget, your personality, you yourself, is just as important here when it is time to make that connection with them.
Okay, so just to kind of reiterate for folks, because I want to make sure it's clear. So the first thing when they're learning maybe about their angel is to let go of any preconceived notions, correct? About who they are.
Absolutely.
And then second is to start paying attention to the signs around them with how they might be communicating, potentially through visions or numbers or animals or colors, those kinds of things. And then the personality element coming in being because I call him in for sure every day. I definitely want him with me, even though I don't fully understand our relationship. I do ask him to help me on my healing journey. I do often ask him to help me to be more joyful. But but is there, like, in regards to my personality, is there more that I can be doing for that personality component, or like someone else who maybe doesn't call them in every day? Like,
Sure. I mean, to have the appreciation, honestly, of the self and who you are, how you operate, how you think is a place to start. Really, at home, that's you within your body, your mindset. That's where you first should start. Because when we make that connection to them, remember, they're a high vibration of love. So starting out for us, we already have yuck coming into the game, you know? So the more you move through your own negative stuff, clearing fear, appreciating the self, paying attention to your positive thoughts, all of that is absolutely essential to start. So, you know, if somebody's hearing this for the first time today and you're like, you know what? Hey, I'm going to call in Archangel Michael. I would say all this to you first. Clear your thoughts. Make sure you're using a positive affirmation every day of your life to keep that ego at bay, so that you are coming from a place of love and positivity. Because that, then you open up that channel for that connection to these angels, you see. That's why I said your own self, your personality, everything about you is very important in this connecting to the angels, you know.
that makes total sense for sure.
Yeah. Look at, I think truthfully that we are all angels. So be the angel that you are. Be the angel that you are. And it helps you and us, all of us, to raise our vibration when we begin this process with these angels. You know, interestingly enough, through the years, I would have one angel come to me, two angels come to me, and then say like 10 years later, 12 years later, Sophia shows up. Okay. So why is that? You know, I could have said, why did it take you so long to come to me? But once I realized where she was coming from, it was like, right, I would not have had the understanding had I met her sooner. Sophia is about judgment and forgiveness, seeing everything as a purpose, which is absolutely huge. Now, I thought about judgment years ago, not to judge myself or others, but I never thought that I never thought about the fact that I was judging my experiences, the ones I didn't like, all the time. So when Sophia comes in, she stops me and says, look at your experience and find the positive. And it was like, wow, that works.
Yeah.
You know,
Judgment is a really big
but had
one.
it's absolutely huge. But how often do you realize that you're actually judging your experiences that you're having? The ones that you don't like. All we know is that we like complaining about them, you know? So that was huge for me. So there's that too, that when you are ready, that specific angel knows when to step in for you.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind
And
of the way it is with like all of our guides, right? I mean, obviously we have some guides with us. Guides could be angels too, that are with us
yes,
lifelong, but then we've got different ancestors or whomever will be stepping forward for us,
yes,
different parts in our
yes,
life to help us through certain things. So that makes
right.
full
Especially,
on sense.
it
Um,
absolutely does, because without the understanding, you're going to miss the message. You're
well,
going to
and
miss the point.
I feel like too, like, and this has just obviously been through my own personal experience of healing so much the last couple of years, but it's like through every level of healing, I get more and more opened up or introduced to different guides, to different, because my vibration is higher. I have learned more. Like, you're talking about the judging thing for you. Like,
Yeah.
as we continue healing, we continue rising, and our soul continues, our perspective continues widening, and there's more opportunity for different guides to come in and assist us and be with us and help us. It's part of
Yeah.
what I love so much about the healing journey. It's like, this is what we're
Yeah.
here to do.
Yeah.
It's to heal.
That's what keeps us. Yeah. That's what keeps us searching, it's
Mm-hmm.
that, oh, wow, that's great. Okay. So now what, we just keep growing and expanding.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Sheri, did you know you've got this little habit of like judging your experiences? This is like one more thing. I
Yep.
always joke that,
Yep.
like, let's see, it was back in before I met my partner, and we've almost been together 5 years, but it was, I don't know, about 6 months before I met him, not even. I had just been like really working on myself. I was like totally just obsessed, ingrained, and taking care of myself in yoga. And I remember one day being like, I've arrived. I have fixed everything. There's nothing left for me to work on. It's so hilarious for me to think about that, but it's literally how I felt at that point in time. And then not long
Right.
after that, it was like, boom, I got into a relationship. And of course, the dumpster truck pulled up and just
Yep.
dumped all of these.
Yep.
It's like there's always something else for us, always.
Sure.
But then we
Yeah.
get new guides for that part of the
Hmm.
journey. So
Right.
I was really curious to kind of talk with you, because, like, especially in regards to thinking about connecting with our angels and those kinds of things. And like you mentioned, you don't have to be a psychic or a medium to do these things. Um, and like, I did a workshop that helped us to become connected with angels so that we could utilize them for healing. And we did these
Hmm.
attunements so that we would really connect with them. Do you feel like, do you think that that is necessary? Or I'm just curious.
No, no, I don't. No, no, I don't think that you need an attunement. But I mean, maybe you did. I don't want to take that away from anybody. I think that we have all these different modalities to help us to connect with them. And so whatever you feel drawn to, yes, okay. But do I think that we need to do that? No. Everything I have ever been taught from spirit, from angels, is that it is very simple. I mean, to the point where um, it absolutely blows my mind. If you only knew what happened in the she shed. Um, I had a group on Sunday, a small private 4-hour group, and the five of us ended up, we channeled a spirit, and you couldn't make it up. I mean, it was so strong and just so easy. And it was literally just, I guess you could call it a meditation. I literally just walked him into this deep breathing practice and told them who we were going to channel. It was actually it was a fairy who is a life-size figure. And I said, she came to me this morning. That's who we are going to be channeling her together. It was literally that easy. And we just sat in this supportive space, and I just talked him into just maybe a 5-minute relaxing position. And boom. I mean, it's when we put
Well,
our
it's so
place.
powerful when there's a couple of people together, the
Oh
energy
my God.
is like through the roof.
It is. And, but like I said, you can do this yourself,
Yeah.
even at home. Okay, so look, the practice, what we have to do to start with is, first of all, to know that you have an ego. It's there, and it is there for a purpose. But when connecting to spirit and receiving, we need to separate ourselves from that ego.
Yeah.
And that's a daily practice of literally paying attention to what your thoughts are. If you have a lot of negative thoughts, your ego is very present and you're living your life through the ego, usually unconsciously aware of it. So when I say to do this practice, you're becoming more aware of. So of course, if you wake up in the morning and so you make an agreement with yourself, I'm going to pay attention to my thoughts. And then you're like, whoa, I had no idea that I had that many negative thoughts. I tell people, come up with your life affirmation. That's whatever it is. I am one with spirit. I'm one with God. Anything very positive. What is happening then is you are then paying attention to your insides. Because look, truthfully, like I said, these angels are all around us. Even, the ones that don't have a name, but it's resonating from that place of love that you are going to be working on.
Yeah.
In peace and quiet, not the mind chatter, no monkey mind chatter. There's no fear. You're not worrying about tomorrow, not worrying about yesterday. But you'll find yourself resonating with an angel. It's like, look at the moth to the light, right? Even as humans, we will find ourselves matching up with very like-minded people. It's really the same thing. We just have to work a little bit harder because of where we're at in this vibration in comparison to where the angels are, let's say. So we just have to.
Sorry, when it comes to like angels working with us and maybe why they might work with some folks more or more easily than others, it's because of the relationship with our ego, and then how positive we are. I would assume like how
Right.
much love we've got flowing
Yes.
through our life.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'll give you another exercise. This is very easy. For those of you who love animals, oh my God, hold your cat, hold your dog, hold your mouse, and think about how much you love that animal. That is a practice in and of itself that you can practice on that will help you make a connection with the angels, because it's all about that it's that place of love. I mean, it's so like you said, to get attuned. I mean, if it's presented to you and you feel a drive to do that, then you should do that. I mean, we're all different, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, and I definitely wasn't trying to like, open a can of worms or say anything negative about the program or anything like that. I was just
sure,
curious,
you're
about
curious.
because
Yeah.
you've obviously got some experience working with them.
Oh yeah. And I mean, look at, don't get me wrong. I'm all for healing and groups. I mean, I do them. That's why I hold the groups, because I want people to make this connection. So,
Absolutely.
there are sometimes we do have to put ourselves around like-minded people to get past this disbelief. Even because look at people will show up and they say, "Oh, I believe in angels," but if I say to them, "Well, I'm going to help you to communicate with them and to receive communication," I hear it all the time. Well, I can't hear them. I can't do that. And then I say, no, 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 you can. I'll help you to do that. Okay, so wherever you feel drawn, I just want people to know, who are listening, that don't have the means to go to a group, maybe financially, or even just getting to a group. Maybe they have kids at home and husbands in the military, they can't make it to these groups. I try to teach people how to do this in their own home.
Yeah.
They're available to all of us, and some of these practices need to be shared with people who that's how it is. Books. Oh my God, books. I've actually been quite blown away at what happens, the books that I have read about some of the angels years ago, how I would actually literally feel the angel while I'm reading the book, because these books are channeled, right? And so that invokes the angel. So everyone should go to where and do what they feel most drawn to. That's most important, whatever resonates with you, So yeah.
I would love for you to pick like your top 2 angels and share them with us and like why they're your favorites.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm
curious. Okay. Well, it's gonna be hard I'm gonna talk to you about 2 of them. I don't know that they're my favorite. But I'm gonna say Michael, I feel very close to, because and I still feel that he is one of my guides. Now, why? Because he's been a constant for me. Just a constant. He knows how to work. He knows how to talk to me. Now, when it comes to my own stuff, like I can be pretty good at helping other people, but taking care of my own shit, I hit the wall. So, but he knows how to work with me. Like he comes to me in my dreams to give me my messages. And they'll be extremely magical. And I love him so much for that, because I am very magical. And that's how I receive. I love that. It resonates with me, let's see. And he's a protector. And one of the other things that I love really, really neat about Michael is that he's helped me cross people over. I have people who call me to clear their homes, and I will invoke Michael to go to their homes and take the souls to the light. That blows my mind. I didn't even know that he could do that. Well, I know he could do a lot of things, but that's been a real ride for me with Michael. And then Metatron. Whoa. Metatron is like, he tickles me. I kid you not. He touches me. When he touches me, it's a tickle. And I always think like, God, for such a badass angel, how cool is that? He tickles me, right? And I've heard that from other people that he does that too.
He's one that I've just started getting to know. And like, I mean, I've just really, of course, I read the Akashic records and have been told about his connection with the Akashic records. So I've like started purposefully calling him in before sessions and just asking him to, help strengthen my relationship and my communication and like, just guide me while I'm there. So.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, because he was human, I'm telling you, I can feel that from him, because though he is from a high vibration, right, of love. Well, sometimes I get the feeling like I'll say to one of the angels, look, this client's not going to understand what you're saying, because we need to be a little more physical here for them. It's about their life, their physical life, right? Where Metatron, it feels like he gets it, the human, right? And by the way, to this day, he still blows me away in healings. What he is still teaching me different healings to this day. I just did one last week that I had never done before. So it's amazing. And I'll be in prayer, because my healings are about prayer. And all of a sudden he just like whoosh, swooches in and I'm like, okay, you got it. I'm just going to be here in prayer. You take over. But he is very,
it was 444 when I like just looked down at the
really?
little timer thing.
Oh, that's so cool.
Just had to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they really all blow me away, but I will be honest with you, those 2 are the ones I feel I connect to more often because of helping people. You know, I would say they help me the most.
Yeah.
I guess you could say, you know, but yeah, they all have something very, very special about them.
I call in Archangel Michael basically every day. And certainly, especially like, you know, all of 2020, when I'd be leaving my house to go places, like I would absolutely be calling him in like, hey, going to the grocery store, protect me, you know, like.
Yeah. Oh, and did you know Michael has his own band of angels?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you what, I left Connecticut one time and I was driving home and I had a bad feeling. So I said, Michael, thank you for putting a band of angels around my car and to get us home. Just get us home.
Yeah.
So I didn't know there was anything wrong with my car. I had a feeling, you know. Well, we pulled off of the highway here into Wilmington and the car died. Now, that's at least a 12-hour drive. It could be 12 to 15, depending on traffic. But he got us in Wilmington, which is home.
Yeah.
I mean, he will blow your mind. He will blow your mind. Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm a huge fan of Michael.
They all
for
blow
sure.
your mind. Yeah.
So with,
he's amazing.
I guess like specifically with angels and protection, Michael obviously is one that's like a top angel for protection.
Yeah.
Are there any others that are really good for protection?
Michael is the one I typically call in on for protection, but you know, say your topic is about relationships, okay? And not just love relationships, meeting new people, and you can ask them to protect you. But if that's what your mindset is that day, you can even ask Shamuel to protect you. You know, ask them to put their light around you, to share their energy with you. I asked Metatron to help me one time. I was jogging and wanted to make the 2-mile mark, and I thought I was going to pass out. And I was just starting, and I was smoking cigarettes, and you know, it wasn't good. It didn't make any sense. But anyway, Metatron did. He shared his energy with me. So you can ask all of them, but remember, these angels can watch over many of us at one time. Many,
for sure.
I mean, it's, you know, just a little pebble in the ocean, this planet of ours to them.
And in regards to, I mean, each angel or archangel, like someone had once told me that you can't have an archangel for a guardian angel. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh no, because I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing, but they told me they are guardians. Okay, so there we go, putting a title on things again, you know, as humans, because I thought we had a very specific guardian angel with us all the time, which I do believe, which, by the way, they are extensions of us. But I believe it was Michael, no, I think it might have been Raphael, who told me that. They are our guardians. It's just another way of looking at that word, if you will. Right. But oh yes. And listen, there could be, say, like, you know, 5,000 people in a room, and Michael might show up and he guardians 1,000 of them. Gabriel comes in, he's a guardian to 2,000 of them. You see what I mean? Like, we do resonate with typically one of these archangels more so than another. And that's kind of how you'll know that's your head guardian. You know, I think we're just kind of getting these titles mixed up, but that is what I was told.
Yeah. So for folks who want to find out who their guardian angel is, what kind of a process do you suggest for them?
Well, when it comes to the archangels,
Just
or
like just a guardian angel, you know, like who their guardian angel is.
oh,
Because I know that, like, the first time that I tried to connect with my guardian angel, and I think it was
yeah,
maybe during the time when I was doing that workshop, which was several weeks long. I'm not
yep,
fully sure, but I remember just like having this name come to me. And so I wrote it down, and then I, Googled it, and I had never heard this angel name before. Um,
yep,
but, and I didn't even know if it was like true or not. But anyway, I'm just curious if there's like,
yep.
something that you
Well,
advise people to do.
well, the guardian angels, that's harder because what they have told me is that they literally are extensions of us. So that would require us to be able to see ourselves um, at such a level that it's hard to attain, like to see ourselves so beautiful and so pure. That's what it requires. I actually will do a practice in my groups where I have everybody in meditation to see themselves greater than they are, even their physical. Even if it's, I will say to them, use your imagination. What would you love to look like? Okay. So if they see themselves as this goddess or an angel or a fairy, I tell them to go with that and to keep practicing on that to see themselves that way. There's a really good book. It's called The Journey Home by Lee Carroll. Number one book for this. I'm telling you, you guys got to read it. It's written in story form, but the ending is about reaching that angel that is you. You can call it the higher self or your guardian angel, but in this case, we're talking about a guardian angel. They say that we are many things, right? We've had many experiences, and we still are, even as we speak. To me, that guardian angel is that most pure form of ourselves. Even though we're still going to sit here and say that, okay, so I can see a guardian angel standing behind you, Anna. Okay. I'm still going to say that, but I still believe that is your best right there. Because that's what they've told me. They are an extension of us, our most pure, beautiful, and somehow, some way, they're there, looking like separate from the human.
That's fascinating.
I'll
I've
be honest with
never
you.
heard that before.
Well, that's just what they've shared with me.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you. I've not had a lot of conversations with them. I've not. If I see them, sometimes they're just standing there and they look translucent to me. But on occasion, it'll surprise me, and I'll be like, "Wow." And it's funny because they'll be telling me about themselves, but they're really not. It's about the client, So it's like, you know, um, so that's a little tougher one. That's what I would tell people, and I do in the groups. That's the practice that I do. Practice seeing yourself in that beauty. There's an angel, Priscilla, and that's what she exudes. Her color's yellow, and she just wants to help you to connect to yourself, your insides, your soul, your spirit. That's what her job is.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've never heard that guardian angels were extensions of us, but I mean,
Yep,
yeah, I
yep.
I don't necessarily doubt it by any means.
Hmm.
I'm excited to kind of spend some time like feeling into that more on my end. And certainly
Yeah.
the angel that I was
Mm.
introduced to see if that aligns or not.
Yep. You know, if I were you, if you want to connect to that guardian angel, open yourself up to feeling rather than expecting words
Yeah.
per se. Open yourself up to emotions
Yeah.
with her. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be curious. So something that I wanted to touch on, because I feel like, especially right now, while we're talking about their different uses and those kinds of things, are the angel candles that you make.
Mm,
Because they're infused with this angelic energy, and each one has like a
yeah.
message from a different angel,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Share them with us.
Yeah. I love them. I have such an appreciation for the fact that we can, um, this whole energy thing, right? We're made of energy and we can send distance healings, sharing love. That's what the candles are about, really. I mean, I pray while I am stirring the pot with this wax. Um, and it's touching lives, I'm not touching lives. Spirit is touching lives through these candles, really. They're infused with energy. And so, and of course, it makes me happy when people order them. I'm going to ship them all over the United States. And because it lets me know people are wanting this connection with these angels, and um, they're using the prayer and they are seeing prayers. Because look, basically, it's about prayer. It really is. And people are using prayer more often. And they'll light the candles for other people. And that is also directing energy and sharing love. So, yeah, thank you for bringing them up. I am now making a new line of the fairy candles. So I'm having fun with those. So,
Well, it's been so cool for me, just in my own, spiritual journey over the last couple of years, but coming to realize, I mean, first, everything is energy, right? Everything.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but then seeing how that energy can be shared, like time and
right,
time again. I mean, like if I do an Akashic reading with someone, whether it's for my podcast, the forecast for the month, or with someone, like that energy is infused in that recording, or if
right.
I'm actually wanting to infuse some energy into, like, I have guy friends who are like always infusing their drinks,
Mm-hmm.
there's just so many different ways in which we can share that kind of incredible energy. And so I love the
Yeah,
idea of the angel candles because,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
light it
Me
up.
too. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'll never first forget my first experience with shared energy, or the transference of it. I had a friend who said to me, "Oh, I'm going out away for a retreat, and I'm gonna make you a fairy wand." And I said, "Okay." Well, she did. She brought it back, and so I'm thinking it was a beautiful gift. It was really pretty, and I put it in my healing room, and I just thought that it was, just a gift, right? So and I'm thinking it's a stick, right? Decorated stick. So I'm doing the healing, and all of a sudden, one of the angels tells me to pick it up and to use it during the healing, and I did, and I could feel the energy. And that, I would have to say, that was my first experience of being able to share energy, share love through energy, and the transference of it. It was amazing to me.
Yeah, it's so cool. My mentor, she is a Reiki master, shaman, and it always blows me away. Like she'll be working on my partner, like distant healing. And I can feel that. I'm just sitting next to him and I can feel that energy coming through
Right.
so strongly. I'm just like, oh, I love it.
Right.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So before we kind of shut down this discussion, is there anything about angels that you would like to share? Just kind of some parting words about them?
Yeah, I think I would like to say that um, they love all of us. And you may think that you have faults or that you're not perfect. You don't have to be. And you really could never do enough bad to turn things around for these angels. That's why they're with us. That's the purpose. They are trying to help us to change our world that we live in, and they are they're teachers to us. They can't do the work though for us. We have free will here. So, ask them, just try it. If you think you are not worthy enough, just try it and see what happens, because we are all worthy enough of these angels. That's really important, I think, to say today. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
And just to kind of wrap up, where can people connect with you? What's your favorite places to hang out? And we'll make sure to link your website, those kinds of things in the show notes. But
I have an Angel Speak community page that on Facebook that's been doing really great. And I actually post all the events that I have and when I have it and what address they're on. But it's a great place to go. Angel Speak community page. When you hit on it, it'll be the candle, first thing that'll pop up. But more and more people are jumping on and sharing stories or pictures, and we try to do a lot of uplifting quotes, and sometimes I'm inspired by one of the angels to say something, and so that I would say that would be the best place to find my information, or to go for some help, some guidance.
awesome.
And it's right there. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And we will definitely put that in the show notes. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time with us again today, Sheri. It was awesome to have you back. And
thank you so much.
Learning even more about the angels.
Yeah, have fun with them. Just have fun with them, really.
Yeah.
And even if you are serious at your work, that's great. They know that, they love that, but make sure you're having fun. Just have fun with them. Yeah.
I feel like that needs to be my life quote. Just make sure you're having fun. I always think back to that, like, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, the movie. And it's like, yes, just want to have fun.
Yeah. That's it. We can do that.
Well, thank you so much. All right, folks, if you were inspired by today's discussion, make sure to share it with a friend and leave us a review on iTunes. Be sure to sign up for the email list. Don't forget that the Soul Driven Collective has launched. You can click for more details in the show notes as well. And don't forget, when we invest in ourselves, the world benefits. Until next week.